Insist on candor. That's called tell the truth. I had a personal experience that came home, brought this home to me more than anything I could ever conjure up as a story. As a group vice president of marketing, I was around the table with the other guys reporting to the president on our 30-day progress. And I happened to be last in line, and I think maybe they put it that way because they were hoping the meeting would end before they heard what I had to say. But nonetheless, they went around the room and everybody said, well, this month's balance sheet, the bottom line, isn't quite as good as we'd hoped for, but boy, next month's going to be great. What do you mean it's not? Well, you see, really, even though the numbers are a little light for this month, really there's some quality in there that doesn't come through. Morale is high. We painted the men's room. I mean, all these kind of things that don't come through on the bottom line. And then they finally got to me and I said, listen, I just want to tell you something. This month was a disaster. Morale's down and the men's room is a sight. But that's nothing compared to how next month's going to look. It's going to be worse. The president said to me, Bob, we don't tolerate negative thinkers. I said, I'm not thinking negatively. I'm telling you the truth. Well, nonetheless, that's a heck of a way to end the meeting. We went in. I said, well, look, I'm just telling you, if I don't get some help, I'm going to die next month. Well, I said, just let me tell you one little story to emphasize the point, and then I won't say any more. Back about 7 or 8 years ago, before we got very sophisticated in digital electronics, when a submarine would fire a torpedo, it had on board that torpedo a radio transmitter receiver and servo mechanisms, little things that you can control that make the elevator and the rudder change remotely. And after the torpedo would be fired, it would use its sensing devices, whether they were metallic or infrared or sonar, whatever system that it was using to find its target. And if it couldn't find it, it would send back the signal. For instance, if the torpedo knew it was going to go under the keel of the intended target, it would go boom, boom, and the guy would hear this. And the captain on the submarine would say to his sonar man, what's it saying? And the sonar man saying, it's saying it's going to miss. He said, fix it. So they'd hit a couple of dials, and they'd send out this signal from the submarine, and they'd bring the elevator up, and this old torpedo would come up. And if it was going to go left or right, it would go, and the captain would say, what's the torpedo saying? He's saying going to miss. Well, fix it. And they would. Now, you see, the only thing the torpedo sent back to the submarine was bad news. But it was the truth. Bad news. By the way, do you know what a torpedo says when it's good news? Boom! Now, if you walk back into your office Monday and it's quiet, guess what? What's the boom in business? Nobody quit. Absenteeism is down. People aren't late. I notice they're hanging around after 5 o'clock. That's the boom. You know what? You don't get a boom unless you say to people, please tell me the truth, even if it's bad news. See, the bad news is what kills you.